Simmons looking to scrape it up. Simmons stuck in the paint, finds the cutter Johnson for the slam.
Schedule for Brooklyn.
Johnson lays it in.
Ooh.
And a foul, a late one, but a correct call.
So at the start of the season, I know this is the opener, but bring the type of energy we see all the time. And I just love that song. So.
And I'm glad you got it cleared from licensing before we played it, as Johnson hits the three.
I didn't know it was so loud in the arena.
No.
Simmons. Feet inside, bumping bodies. Johnson, the post up, the bucket, and the horn.
Hamstring injury. Here's Johnson floating. Claxton hoops the alley. Back to Cam Johnson. 3 to shoot. Johnson's 3 is good.
Make sure to have someone back, but a little bit more understandable.
Johnson bangs inside and finishes. Now off to Johnson. His 3 is good. It's a 4-point game. 26 seconds to go.
Johnson catching fire. Got a 3. Short. Vucevic knocks it out. Run out for Johnson. Johnson does it himself with a Cam slam.
Wanted a whistle, not getting back on D. Cunningham in Detroit taking advantage. Ivy couldn't finish. Johnson was there to thwart. Detroit wanted a foul, didn't get it. Johnson finishes the delivery from Simmons. Johnson able to finish off the delivery from Jalen Wilson, creating a second opportunity. Third quarter, the only quarter they have a negative plus-minus thus far in this early season. Johnson bounces and Simmons lays it in.
That's a great play.
Johnson serves it. Finney-Smith, the lane plus the foul. Ivy left alone. Cam floated in. Simmons the back tap. Here's Johnson off and running. Johnson barges in and finishes plus the foul. A chance for 3 on an assistant, Cam Johnson.
Wilson gathers. That's with a chance to tie or take the lead, depending on shot selection. Johnson will take the tie on a slam. Sign him to a 4-year, just under $10 million deal. Deep one. Cam Johnson knocks it in from long range.
Turn to see Jackson coming.
Cam Thomas is back in for Brooklyn. Cam to Cam, layup goes.
Memphis was able to play their style of play in tempo in the first half, and that's a big part of that.
Johnson sneaks inside for 2. Quickly find the hot hand. Johnson's been the hot hand throughout. Finney-Smith, does he have another? Yes, sir! A 3! Johnson draws the big, goes right around him and scoops it home. +1. Deion Johnson thought about a step back. Cam Johnson will take it. Oh yeah, Cam Johnson with a downtown hit.
Well, this season.
Clowney operating high post, back door to Cam Johnson and 1. Thomas leads 2 defenders. Claxton finds Johnson, knocks down a 3. Back it out now to Schroeder, 8 to shoot. Johnson, 3, good. Okoro, cleanup won't go. Still loose, Nets control. Johnson with the finish. The hammer. Cam Johnson. 3 on the way is good. Backs it out to Johnson. 5 to shoot for Brooklyn. Cam. Tough fadeaway. Oh, it's all going down for Cam Johnson. Looking for some space. Johnson finds Claxton, little pop-up shot in the lane, and it's good for Nick Claxton.
Milton getting minutes with the injury to Ben Simmons. Milton off the drive. Johnson comes to the ball. ACC versus ACC. North Carolina wins. Nets have no timeouts to work with. They trail by 6. Schroeder to Johnson. Ball fake. Floated up. Williams puts it down. Cam Johnson.
They're going to continue to try and pick on him defensively.
Nets still looking for their first bucket of the game. 0 for 5 start, 2 minutes in.
Great pass, Simmons to Johnson. That was beautiful. Nets' first basket of the game brought to you by Hyundai. Now Simmons again looking to run the show. Johnson attacks. Johnson right through the defense. Schroeder dancing. 5 to shoot. Schroeder crosses. Schroeder stops, pumps. 2. Schroeder, Johnson gets the bounce.
Knows he has an open Finney-Smith for 3.
Nets are down by 12. Steal. Johnson angles in.
Yes, sir. Take it to the upper room. I asked for it.
He does.
The defense mentioned by both you and Jordy Fernandez by Johnson.
Johnson, 1 dribble and a J. Bottoms. 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Johnson, ball fake. The 3 ball goes. Bingo for Cam Johnson. Defensively to greet him. Schroeder, leave it. Johnson, oh yeah! Hot potato. Thomas, shot clock at 3. Johnson, deep one, connects! Cam Johnson can do no wrong! Schroeder shows the ball, kicks it out, shot clock down to 3. Can Johnson do it again? Yes, he can.
The playmaking from Cam and the ability to get downhill, not just shoot the basketball. Here's Johnson. That's a deep one. He got it.
This is going to be a big task. Not just about missing pieces, but now, as you had mentioned, with Booker, Beal, and Durant all back.
Lob it up, slam it home. Simmons on the delivery from Johnson. Beal dancing on DFS. Lost the basketball. Finney-Smith forced the turnover. Johnson racing, lobbing, and finishing. Tyrese Martin can do no wrong.
No.
You don't look 55 now.
46-42. Johnson all the way.
Johnson kicks it out. 2 to shoot. Williams extra feed. Johnson connects. 4-point Magic lead. Neither team is led by more than 5 at any point. Great D here from KCP on Cam Johnson. But Johnson, a persistent effort. Rebound knocked away by Watford. Keon Johnson. Off to Cam. His 3 is good. Turnover here. Jalen Suggs goes down. Grabbing at his right leg as
Johnson can score. It's good to see him continuing to play make.
Blocked by Johnson. Mathurin got gummed at the rim.
Middleton into the game off the bench for Milwaukee. Leaves it short. Giannis gets denied by Johnson. What a rejection from Cam Johnson. Now gets it in the corner. You bet. They have 50 points in total from their bench today. Johnson 2 to shoot. He got it. A side-stepping 3 from Cam J. They have 50 points in total from their bench today. Johnson 2 to shoot. He got it. A side-stepping 3 from Cam J.
Their balance and spacing.
Morant loses control of it. Finney-Smith, he got slowed down at midcourt ahead. Schroeder by himself for the lay-in. Shake Milton getting ready to check in. Scottie Pippen Jr. for Memphis, and Cam Johnson gets to the rim for the bucket and the foul.
Smooth, quick take.
Johnson takes it in on Dick. Kick out Finney-Smith. Got a 3.
Big time play by Cam Johnson.
Sharp playing with 4 fouls. Johnson lines it up. Johnson, perfect. Bucket with a tray ball. It's been over a year, 10 points or more in back-to-back games for Ben Simmons. Cam Johnson back in on Dick. Turnaround is pure. 5th rebound of the night for Ben Simmons. Johnson, ready position. Got a 3. Nets lead 93-90.
Jazz lead. It is rare that Utah holds a team down the way they've held the Nets down tonight.
And I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to push the pace.
Cam Johnson fadeaway is good.
He's trying to push the pace.
Cam slams it down for one last highlight, up to 18 points.
Came in for the Heat while Jalen Wilson subbed in for Brooklyn. 5 to shoot as Cam Johnson takes a long wing 3 and hits. Jake Milton for Jordy Fernandez. Here's Cam Johnson, unabated to the basket, and the floater goes down.
Beautiful take. 77-degree
How
weather
about that?
today.
Especially when it's 7 degrees back home. Johnson into the lane and gets the floater to fall. Another tough shot by Johnson.
Up ahead. Oh, the defense fell asleep. Oh, Cam Johnson. Major fall after the major slam. Claxton, leave it. Johnson looking for some space. Drives, lobs, Claxton. The perfect touch on the bucket. Even on the boards between these two teams at 32 apiece. Johnson, step back on Lopez for two. Under a minute to play. Cam Johnson, open, three ball, yes sir! And the foul! Cam Johnson, nothing but cash.
Here's Johnson, catch, fire, and hit from three.
That was an unbelievable screen by Dayron.
Long range. Simmons, the rebound. Johnson ahead of the pack and a chance for three. Kicks out. Keon Johnson. And it's put back up and in by Cam Johnson and a chance at a three-point play. Johnson just off the bench against Portis. Deep one, bottom. Cam Johnson with a long-range connection.
That's big time.
This season. Cam Johnson defended by Lopez. Johnson, step back Jay, it's pure. Cam Johnson with a downtown hit. Looking for a runway, his bounce pass was deflected. Saves. Johnson drives in. Johnson! Strong finish.
Here's Johnson. Riding the physicality and teardropping it
It
home.
was such a tough play there.
Going to read defenses here to start the second quarter. Johnson, a deep one. That's
20 points on 9 of 11 shooting for Musa Diabate as Johnson rocks the rim through the contact. Being, quite a few games in front of Sharp. Thank you for that. You got it.
Brooklyn 4 for 11 from downtown. Do have 8 assists on 16 field goals. Johnson off the bounce for three. Especially if you're a great rebounder. D'Angelo Russell has the softest misses as Cam Johnson attacks with cruel intentions. Cross and drive. Bounced it a little bit behind Cam. It didn't matter. Cam Johnson, the adjustment and the elevation.
Pass. Sharp flips it out. Johnson rhythm dribble is good.
Team defense continues for Brooklyn. They had a season-high 13 steals in the last matchup against Philly. How about the array of moves? Johnson kick it out. Wilson
Again, splash. There is no stopping the rim denial of Nick Claxton. Johnson, what a finish. Defense to offense.
see which one can come away with it. Maxey got to it first. Nets get it. Leak out. Johnson ahead of the pack for the slam. Keon Johnson outside. Cam for the tie. He buries it. Cam Johnson. Beautiful stroke.
He had signed with Golden State before getting traded to Washington. Here's Johnson. Johnson cuts in and finishes beautifully plus the foul. Yeah, and close, very close. Look at that, nice cut. Johnson flushing it down off the delivery from Sharp. In that first half, Johnson rings in a three, and it's tied at 69.
Shot clock is down to 3. Dayron Sharp got a 3. After the made basket, Johnson aggressive, lays it in. He beat everybody down the floor for the deuce. No rush. Fake jumper, bottom. Johnson to Johnson, got a 3. Points against the Thunder. Sharp off the double team, taken away by Johnson. Now it's a race to the rim. Johnson will do it himself for the Cam slam.
Tyrese Martin finds Cam Johnson backdoor, and he does the reverse and lays it in. Crawford just slumped his shoulders. What else do I have to do? Cam Johnson has the answer.
Claxton, turnover. Thomas to Johnson, and he swoops in for 2. Williams for Johnson. Penetrates, lobs it for the slam.
Beautiful play by Cameron Johnson.
Nets lead by 1, trying to add to it here with Johnson. Luka is 4 of 16 from the field. Johnson pops, connects from the outside. Williams D'ing up on Doncic. Roll, Jemison, knock away, Brooklyn. Johnson gets around Goodwin. Johnson, tricky ball handling, takes it to the rim, and throws it down. Johnson drives, pull up, he sticks it! Cam Johnson!
Williams gives it back. Johnson in the corner. You bet.
Big time shot, good two-man play.
Keon Johnson comes up with a steal. Flings it ahead. Johnson there to receive it in the end zone.
Turns it over. Nets will hold for one. Or will they? Johnson attacking! Gets to the rim! Adds to the lead.
Miami last night. Dangerous pass taken away. Johnson running the floor, and he's fouled. Count it! Cam all the way with a chance for three.
Maybe down a little as of late, but through the roof this season.
Last foul was the 14th foul for Boston. Sharp, the easy deuce.
Beautiful play.
Here tonight against the Celtics.
Also 5 assists.
In for Johnson. Step back long two is good. 9 seconds left. Nets get it up the floor quickly. Johnson, a deep three. It's good! Cam Johnson!
But the first time he drives, he drew the contact, didn't shy away from the basket and wanted the foul, didn't get it. This time, he goes into the big, continues into the big, straight line drive to the basket. No, a lob after sitting over that long, so he said we're going to go to our pet play.
Johnson back to Cam, deep three. You bet.
There you go. Got his feet set on that one once he gets 2 feet into the paint.
Johnson again.
But the difference in
so magnificent.
It's the human being.
Johnson, the human being, floats it in. Cam Johnson, 4 to shoot. Cam, nice footwork, dancing to the cup.
Only 9. Here's Johnson, and he connects from downtown.
Man, he has just got such a beautiful
stint with Portland and now with Dallas. Johnson spin to the rim, left-handed finish for Cam Johnson. That was nifty.
Hit on something?
Not that I know of.
Oh. There's Johnson. Hard drive and jam, the Cam slam. Claxton goes down, no call. Johnson drives, dishes, Sharp, layup goes.
Think about his time in Charlotte and then when the trade occurred last year.
The Euro by Johnson is good. And Marshall misses on the layup attempt. Johnson makes his layup attempt to cut it to 14. Martin, swing. Johnson slicing to the rim.
Zubac does make it 9-6. Brooklyn still holding the advantage. Driving kick. Open look. Russell puts it through. Johnson looking to attack on Champagny. Johnson sneaks it home, plus the foul.